right, 1 in the a.m. And I find myself feeling a little bit more calm and actually a bit more energized than I was earlier today, now that the energy of the outside has settled down a little bit. It's less busy, so there's less noise in the air and such, which means it's easier to exhale into more of the space around, which allows our energy to feel more relaxed. So yes, that's where we're at, and I welcome you back to my humble abode. Today we are working on day 3, episode 3 of 30 of this 30-day experiment to reconnect body, mind, and spirit into one harmonic, cohesive, fluid system. That's the story. I'm sticking to it. Okay. I'm a little bit giddy because, well, it's been a pretty busy span of time, and we're on the precipice of a long weekend. And I guess I'm really excited to just be able to exhale and believe that I can really do it, you know what I mean? And actually be like, okay, let's not think about work and such. So, let's not. It's time to center, breathe in the good ass prana, as Infinite Waters would say. If you know what that channel is all about, you know what I'm saying. And if you don't know that channel well, I suggest you check it out. I'll add a link in the section below. So, thank you once again for tuning in. In today's episode, I'm going to emphasize the essence or the occurrence of energy free flow. I learned about this concept when I was in about grade 3 from my most favorite teacher, Mrs. Hall. And I remember my ears pricking up, as did my spirit, when she mentioned we had to do an exercise concerning stream of consciousness writing. And whoa, I was so intrigued. It was like, what? What's that? And I think I innately understood or comprehended the idea, but at the time, like grade 3, I wasn't really prepared or aware of how to express the inside outwardly. But the idea of it stuck, and it's been interesting ever since. And it's been an interesting journey learning how to communicate what happens on the inside externally in such a way that is not offensive or like too strange, you know? You know what I mean? That being said, now that we have stretched out our muscles in day 2's session and worked out the kinks in our joints from day 1, today, or tonight actually, now that the atmosphere is less dense, less condensed, I can add more to it without feeling the extra pressure in a negative way, meaning we can turn on music and really allow ourselves, or have space enough to allow the inside to flow outwardly. Meaning, what I'm going to do is indulge in a bit of free flow movement to music. I won't necessarily call it dancing. Some of it is like an incorporation of aerobics and yoga, because there's breathing and holding poses and so on and so forth. There's also fluid flow and just going with where the energy leads. So again, that's the connective theme, is to, 1, becoming aware of the energy and beginning to understand or comprehend. Comprehend is such a really good word because it connote so much more than just understand, I think. We can get into that some other time, but for now, that's just something to put in on the back burner. In terms of free flow, well, I'm going to turn on some music. I will put a link. It's something cool I discovered recently, and find it easy to move to. And it's going to be for about half an hour, which I think is a fair amount of time to give oneself during an evening after work, or if not possible at the end of the work week, when we can actually do something like that and let the built-up pressures out in an honest a way as possible to oneself, right? Like, sometimes we try to force things, and I think that's when we go a little bit off course. But of course, trying to follow the energy can also feel awkward at times. So it's like, I guess, doing anything. You have to figure out the nuances and what you feel comfortable with doing. Sorry for my rambling, but again, that's part of allowing the energy to begin to flow freely. And I think the more we share ways of being able to do this and comprehend this, the better we'll feel overall, you know what I mean? Like, collectively as well. Because what's happening within each of us individually is reflecting into the collective. And what's happening in the collective is feeding into us. So it's like a dance, and it's a give and take, and it's conversation, it's about harmony. There's a difference between harmony and balance. Balance is like having equilibrium, which is really no movement, it's just stagnant, it's the same. Whereas harmony allows for movement, but conducive, like fluid movement, not jaggedy, for lack of a better term. Movements like that, because I think our creative minds need a little bit of time to process, to visualize ideas and such, and not just be like and like coldly calculate and just receive. There's a receiving, but also like a putting out part. So like that has to happen. See, this is why free flow of energy is cool, because things get to flow out, and sometimes you get to say really interesting, strange, weird things that can make yourself or even others go, what was that? Right? Sorry, it's, I need some water, but the show must go on. As I was saying, I'm going to turn on about 30 minutes of music. It's cool, you should like it, but of course, for copyright reasons, I can't really post what I'm listening to, so I'll put something over it, and then put the link below, and so on and so forth. And then, we'll just move, let the energy move us, let ourselves move the energy for that duration. Now you can grab some workout tools, or just sit and listen, and, you know, bob your head and so forth, or you turn on your own music for sure. Thing is, to inspire each other to move. A really wise person, a person I respect a lot, she told me this really interesting phrase: movement is life. And it's so true. Like, to move our energies, to turn the energies to let it spark up like an engine, and when the engine sparks up, like, ideas flow and we feel alive and such. It's so beautiful and magical. Okay, so that's the point of this. And I keep rambling, so I'm very sorry. Thank you for your patience. Without further ado, let's do this, shall we? And if it looks silly, well, so be it. Such is life sometimes, and we just gotta be brave enough to go for it. And this is my attempt to do that for myself, and hopefully inspire someone out there too. Right, Chewy? Yes, it's true. It's very true. For ambiance, I'm just going to turn off the light. up and more energy can flow. Yes, of course, being sweat and such, but underlying all of it is movement of energy. Active people, physically active people, have more active brains. It's all connected. Brains need oxygen and blood flow and constant circulation as well to function optimally. So dancing is not just fun and pointless. Dancing is very, very innate to us. It goes back to our cave people days and beyond, from the beginning to when frogs and amphibians and amoeba down in the bottom of the seas and such responded to the sounds of the stars. Right? So there's a whole big, beautiful orchestra that's happening. And we get to become part of it when we move our energy and allow our energy to mesh with what's around it. Right? Deep thoughts bubble up from the depths of the subconscious, which is connected to the everything. Move your body, let the energy flow. Yo! Right? Even if it's like that, there's a lot of mixing, shifting that happens, even in something as basic as side to side. It's all a matter of, are you doing it pointlessly, emptily, or do you feel the energy and can you shift it, switch it around inside the contents of a bottle, for example. Make it move. Then we reach after it feels like, oh my god, I can't get there, the climb is too much. The mountain is too high. I'm not even at the halfway point. Once you get to 3/4 of just below, maybe it's the shift in altitude, right? And mentality and oxygen flow and such that's going on in the brain and throughout the system and the body, that thinking shifts. Kind of even when we're doing intermittent fasting, after a little bit of time, the system shifts and adjusts and grasps the optimal of where it's at. And so once we're pushing ourselves and it seems like, I'm gonna break, I can't make it, you go a little bit further and you break through. It's like you're born again into another level. And then in the other level, you can just rise a bit because it's there's momentum, right? And while you're doing that, it's whoa, it's moving. It's what's going on? So that's cool. It's really cool what happens in our whole cycle of beingness, right? It's not just the body, it's the body, mind, spirit, all the connection. That's the Holy Trinity right there. We are the embodiment, or we are, not even the embodiment, we are the Holy Trinity. And understanding that is key to beingness. And it has nothing to do with religion, it has to do with what is, right? And sometimes we're diverted from the what is by the what isn't. So that's where really always being on top of what's going on is crucial to how we course through the journeys that we're on. Move your body. I haven't moved my body for about 3 weeks. I was eating carbs and sugar. I don't know, there's this binging. So was so much stress and I needed comfort, right? Comforting. And Chewy, like Chewy's good to cuddle, but to get cuddled back. So I understand why. I comprehend why some like stress eating. I know what stress eating is and the comfort that's being sought. And it can be a struggle to break out of that. And that's a whole personal battle thing. But it's worth it. It's really worth it. Something that really helped me, like, cut the sugar craving. So I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. But I also was dealing with stuff, so I know also the brain works on a kind of sugar as energy. So there's something there. I haven't quite really looked into it as much, but there's something. That being said, I forget what I was saying. This is what happens when we're doing free flow, and lots of stuff is coming up. It's like a meditation. It is like a meditation, but kind of in reverse. Or like a meditation, but in a different way. Like we're taught to use the thing that meditating is like quieting everything. To me, from what I've experienced through the experiments and just observations and such, is that the state of meditation is more, it's not about being quiet, but being like in harmony and aware. I mean, kind of like on high alert, but not in a fear-based way, but in a very like just wise way. I guess the best way. It's like quietly, fully aware of what's going on. You're like, and I don't know, it's a rare thing, but it's noticeable to those who have the senses to notice. And that's what it is in everything. Like, it's such a myriad of, life is a myriad of things. And to try and categorize and put us into boxes or put everything into compartments and boxes, it's a pointless waste of time task, because in the end, it can't be done. It just doesn't happen. So instead of wasting energy on doing that, we should try to focus more on exploring the possibilities of like, wow, what can we really do with our natural selves and abilities and like inklings and ideas and nudges and the emotions and such, right? That's just me. But I also know that there are others out there like that, for thinkers and free spirits and such, so it's reassuring to know that there are others. It's like, I don't know, I guess the best analogy that comes to mind right now is like a candle's flame, right? There are different layers to it, and all the layers aren't the same if you really look at it. They're different shades of orange and yellow, and then white, and then it disappears into like air. But without one, the flame would be none. So it's a whole thing, right? And it's all important and beautiful and part of the art history of existence. And to me, it ought to be explored, not locked down. And expanded, totally expanded. Move your body. Stop sitting on the chair and just criticizing or judging. Fine, or just watching. That's great too. Criticize or judge. It's totally fine. You're entitled to do what you want to do. So am I. So long as we're not preventing each other from doing that, right? That's part of the Prime Directive, which we shall explore in another episode, because I had a really great thought about the Prime Directive earlier today. The best thoughts are, and ideas and inspirations, I really believe, happen a lot in the shower. Something to do with the water sprinkling down on our heads and vibrations and such. Move your body. The mind will follow the spirit. Come alive. Day 3, my friends, day 3 of 30. Where will this journey lead? Chewy, do you have any idea? What's going on? those who inspire me. Thank you. Much peace. Namaste. Unconditional love to you. Being grateful is key. Being grateful, expressing gratitude, and being genuine about it too. That's being genuine is the essence of what it's all about. Finding your genuosity. To do that, we need to explore it and let ourselves grow. Like, I don't think there's one, this is me. I'm a continuous work in progress. And I want it to be like that until it's time to cross into the other realm. And just continue, hopefully. We can only speculate that that's what explorers from before did. Came to unknown lands and speculated and made great things out of it, but then crumbled and had to grow again. So that seems to be part of the cycle of life and existence. probably need a shower after this. It's almost over. A few more minutes. I know you can do it. If I can. And this is just my first day back from, for sure, not even 3 weeks, but for sure like 6 weeks off from actually really doing an aerobic stance workout like this. If I can make it to the end with bringing out like pretty good sweat, even if you're just moving slowly, just bouncing, bounce, 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 bounce the energy. Let it flow. It's almost over. Hear it? And that's it. It's a wrap. Once you made it. This is the end of day 3 of the 30-day experiment. Thank you once again for tuning in. Super appreciate. And until our paths cross, once again, don't forget, leave some thoughts in the section provided. And yeah, we'll check out again. And yes, but see, I lose my train of thought so easily sometimes.